Hi everyone, my name is Oscar Morgaine and welcome to Grad School Now, a new production from the Office of Graduate Studies which aims to promote the graduate program at this university as well as feature some of our most outstanding students here. For our first episode of Grad School Now, our very own Denisse Cantu sits down with Dr. Cynthia Brown, the Vice Provost for the Office of Graduate Studies, and they discuss what the graduate program has to offer and the opportunities that come with it. Let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, and welcome to our first episode of Grad School Now. I'm your host, Denisse Cantu, and we're going to kick off our program today with a very special guest, Dr. Cynthia Brown, Vice Provost for Graduate Studies. Welcome, Dr. Brown.
Thank you very much, Denisse. I'm glad to be here.
We have you here because we want you to tell us everything we need to know about graduate school here at UTPA. Tell us, why is it that's so important for students right now to go for their master's degree?
It is really important that students continue their education to the graduate level. Our labor markets are changing. They're increasingly needing people with advanced degrees. Some of the highest growth areas for jobs in our local economy are those that really value a graduate degree and pay a premium for it.
And now, why should students come to UTPA over any other school?
Well, UTPA has over 60 graduate programs. We have very high quality programs with outstanding faculty. Students here have an opportunity to have small classes where they really get to know their faculty, they get to know their fellow students, and have a very enriching academic experience.
And that's absolutely very important when it comes to graduate school, right? Now, what can students expect besides an excellent education? What else can they expect from the graduate experience at UTPA?
Well, we are looking at the graduate experience being much more comprehensive. We have many more campus life activities for graduate students.
Great.
And in addition, we have a graduate resource center through the Office of Graduate Studies that has a variety of activities to help them through their academics. We have workshops on thesis preparation, workshops on how to manage your time. We have a writing center that will help graduate students with their assignments. We have a teaching academy that will help teaching assistants become better prepared to be in the classroom. So there's a lot of activities going on in the graduate school as well as at the university that are available for graduate students.
I want to make sure that the audience knows that these programs are definitely designed for the most part to accommodate to their busy schedules, correct?
Absolutely. Many of our graduate programs are held in the evening. They are held in locations, increasingly in locations and delivery methods that are more convenient for graduate students. We have some of our programs offered at our McAllen teaching site. We are looking at expanding some of our offerings to the new University Center in Harlingen. More of our programs are having an online component. So we're trying to design the delivery of these programs to be convenient for the working student.
What are some of the most popular programs here at UTPA? Because you said we have over 60 master's degrees. Which ones are the most demanded programs?
The ones that are in the most demand right now tend to be in the health sciences and human services area. But we're also seeing high growth in all the professional graduate areas such as communication, business, education are some of our larger graduate programs. But it's being driven by the labor market and what the local labor market needs as far as increased number of workers with graduate degrees.
And what does the local market look like right now? What careers are in high demand?
Well, right now we're seeing a big demand for health sciences. We have a growing population. We're a very medically underserved region, so there's needs for all professions. We need nurses, we need lab technicians, we need health administrators. We need anything that is going to be supporting in the health area our growing population.
And in the health sciences, we currently have a master's in occupational therapy, rehabilitation counseling, nursing, social work, physician assistant, and even a doctoral program in rehabilitation counseling.
And communication disorders too.
Exactly, and all of those are in very high demand.
They're very high demand, and what we see is we have far more students apply to these programs every year than we have the ability to bring them in. In other words, we are somewhat limited in resources to expand these programs, so we're able to take the very top students that are applying to our programs.
So then they're very competitive
Very
programs.
competitive programs.
Can you give us a number as far as, how many are applying and where they're coming from, these applicants?
Well, I know that in our Physician's Assistance program, we had approximately 400 applications for next fall we've already received. Of those, we'll be accepting somewhat less than 100. And these are people that are applying from all over the nation into our Physician's Assistance program.
And how do you foresee the graduate school and all of its programs changing within the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I see them growing. I see our number of students coming to graduate school growing. I see the university expanding the capacity to bring in graduate students. I see us offering new graduate programs, again, in direct response to needs of the community. So these new graduate programs will be in the professional areas.
Do you have an estimate as far as how many students are now enrolled at the graduate school?
We have about 2,450 students this semester in graduate school. It's an all-time record high for spring enrollments. We're really pleased with our graduate enrollments this semester.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Brown. Again, this is Dr. Brown, Vice Provost for Graduate Studies. And as you can see, there's definitely a lot of opportunities for you to enroll here at the graduate school and start enhancing your career and increasing your opportunities for success here in the Valley or wherever it is that you may go. Again, this is Denisse Cantu, your host for Grad School Now.
Next, our featured student of the month, Santa Hernandez, a graduate student of communication, shares what it's been for her to pursue a master's program here at UTPA. Let's listen in.
My day starts at 5 in the morning. I wake up, I go to the gym, and then basically design, do homework, and then when I have class, I will come to class. And I also work in 2 local magazines in design, so I'm always doing design constantly. I'm a graduate student. My name is Santa Hernandez, and I'm a graphic designer. I'm the editor, one of the editors-in-chief for Panorama. I basically started my career here as a graphic designer, and I took some classes in the communication department, and I really liked how the professors teach the class and how they make you get involved in the university and everything. So that's mainly why I chose communication. And besides, I want to do advertising, so it's related to graphic design in a way. Communication studies is basically it's understanding the behavior and knowing how to talk to people, all of those things that goes well with well, I guess anything you do, because you're always communicating. So that interaction has a lot to do. Like for graphic design, you're always dealing with clients, and you have to convince them, talk to them, and interact with them, basically to sell your product or your service. I want to work in an advertising agency or own an advertising agency. I worked in Panorama as the co-editor-in-chief, and we won a national award, and I think it's one of the biggest accomplishments here for mainly the Department of Communication, because we've never won anything national. My biggest challenge when I entered the Masters was, first of all, language. Because coming from Mexico, it's hard to know a lot of vocabulary, especially for the Masters, which is at a higher level. The other one is that doing an undergrad in graphic design, you are taught to think in a different way. You think more creatively. You don't really do a lot of critical thinking. And when I entered the master's programs, it was very different from that. So I have to start thinking more critically. I had to read theories and research, which I've never taken before. So literally the first semester I started, I cried. Most of the professors here in the communications department, they're very helpful, and they always push you to do your best and to exceed in everything you do.
Santa expects to graduate this December. We wish her the best of luck. Well, that is all we have for this first episode of Grad School Now. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and of course our website at utpa.edu/gradschool, where you can find the latest updates from the Office of Graduate Studies and more. These are our upcoming events for March. The 2011 Graduate Fair on March 10th at the Annex Building at 5 p.m. A Best Research Methods workshop on March 31st in the ballroom at 6 p.m. and a Teacher's Job Expo in the UTPA Fieldhouse at 9 a.m. on April 1st. Make sure to check our website for the latest updates. Again, this was Oscar Morgaine. Thank you for watching Grad School Now. Until next time.